to create the clusters. Although if you are applying with a higher experience, in that case maybe you would be given. So as part of an admin and the architect, he has the responsibility of creating clusters, designing them, defining how many nodes are required. So all these questions can be asked if you are applying for a higher architectural kind of role. But as an admin, you will have the clusters already available, already running, and you will just have to understand how you manage those services, those hosts, those roles. So whatever we did starting off from the first class, my emphasis was that you create a cluster, because once you are will create it, you will get into things which you must understand while you are doing the administrating part. It might not be a case that you would be given a project like this, but to understand all the intricacies of every service and everything related to Hadoop and clusters, it's a must that you create a cluster. Okay, so if you ask me, okay, what is a project in Hadoop? So this is completely like 100% project wherein you create clusters, you manage services, and if you want to go into full stack roles, so if you understand what is full stack, it means the one who is not only administrating but also developing. So in that case, you will have to work upon the Hadoop development part. So once you have data also ingested these clusters, how will you analyze those data? So these are like various steps that you can take ahead. But yes, this is like a sure start where you can pull yourself even higher. But that all depends on you. Okay, so how you want to, if you want to get into development roles, that's path is also open. If you want to stay into it, you should at least understand all these theoretical part along with whatever you have done while creating the clusters. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And the questions you are like you gave us, which is absolutely from your lecture sheets, which I can find out easily. But my question is that can you like deliver these questions to us so that we can, because I think in interview session they might ask us these questions, like
Yeah,
these sort of questions.
this was a test I took. It was a kind of a surprise test for all of you. Okay. I did not expected all of you to perform pretty well in this because I know you guys are still studying. But it's like a wake up call for everyone. For the ones who are not studying, I could see only four people gave the test. Okay. How many people do we have in this batch?
I think we don't have a lot of people there though.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, because
So,
it
but
started with 11 people, but now it's mostly like 4 5. So,
okay, okay, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, but I
yeah.
could see only 58% questions you all guys got correct out of 39. And this is just, I even short, I made this test little short because we did not discuss a few topics yet. So,
Mm,
but yes, this was a wake up call so that you could see yourself. And
right.
all these questions for me, like for a normal admin, these are very easy questions. These questions should be on your tips. Okay.
Mm.
So yeah, I could see these the questions you all find difficult. Uh, 13 questions, out of which one is a test question, dummy question. Okay, so Linux
Mhm.
command. So I wanted to discuss these questions first before we go ahead with the Hbase. Okay. Okay. So Linux command to list all files. What do you think? Let me open the notepad also. How do you list all kind of files, whether they are hidden, whether they are not hidden? What is an extra option along that you must give? ls-a. So A is for listing all files. Whether I have given anything else along with that, that wouldn't matter. But yes, -A option should be there whenever you want to list all kind of files which are hidden. Normal files can be like this. Hidden files are like this. If you don't give an option -A, you won't be listing. It won't list the hidden files.
Mhm.
Okay, which Linux command is used to fetch disk usage? I'm not sure if I discussed this, but You guys could have Googled that. Okay, but just to discuss it for now, if whenever you want to see the disk usage or how many space is utilized by a particular file, the command would be du. Du stands for disk usage over here. Okay, and I could have given different kind of options along with that. I don't know what options were available in that question, but you must be focusing on looking for this command du. Okay, which Linux command can be used to print the total RAM? I think this discussed when we were starting off with Linux. To check the RAM, how much RAM is there, you can use command free. And if you want to give it in a human readable format, -h. Also,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to check the total CPUs of a server, the command is lscpu. Okay, so these are all Linux level command, but yes, you must know, because if an issue comes up, let's say there is an issue on a particular server and you are not able to run certain jobs on that server, and you figured out that CPUs are causing issues. So how will you check what is the number of CPUs are there and all these stuff? So you must know these commands. Okay, let's say there's an issue where a file is consuming a lot of space. So how will you first of all check what is the space of that file utilized by that file? So you can use the du command. I will show you some troubleshooting examples also at the end of the course. Okay, RAM. Okay, used to fetch the process ID. So let's say there is a process which is running for a long time and you want to kill it. So how will you first fetch the process ID? So the command is ps. PS will give you all the processes which are running. -ef you can use it as an extra option. There are other options you can explore, but this command you can use. Let's say I want to check the process run by a service HDFS. So I will grep it, because ps-ef will give me all the processes which are running in a server. But if I am only interested in a process which has HDFS in it, so I will grep over it. It will give me a process ID which I can use further to kill. I can use this command kill -9, whatever process ID that comes up in by this command. So these are all project level. These are all your administration tasks which you get
Mm-hmm.
on day-to-day basis. So all these commands are practical based. If you don't know these, you may not be able to troubleshoot, let's say, an issue at a certain point of time. So, and I'm going to take more such tests. Some of them can be surprised. This was still not surprised. I gave you like 2-3 days before, and also it was a time based. That's fine, I think. But yes, I will fetch these questions and give it to you. Okay. Okay, let me just give that first. Okay, let's just quickly discuss all of them. Which command tells total CPU utilization? Okay, now lscpu will only give you how many CPUs are there in the cluster. So it's only defining the configuration of the cluster. But if you want to check how many CPUs are utilized, how many CPUs are still available, so you can use top. And top will not only give you, this command will not only give you the CPU utilization, it will also give you the RAM utilization and the process ID, which are utilized the most resources. Okay, so it's like a stop command. If you want to check CPUs, if you want to check RAM, if you want to check process ID, you can use this command top. So that was the answer for this question. Okay, select the command to fetch the list of open files. If you want, so sometimes what happens is a process is running and it's opening a lot of files on a server. So if you want to check the total number of such open files, you can use ls of list of open files. And if you want to count it, you can use wc-l because lshof will only print all the open files on that server. But since I want to know the number of them, you can use wc, which refers to word count. Okay, default replication factor. I think okay, most of you have given right answers for this. Default block size also is right. So this is 3 and this is I think 128 MB. Concept of combining FS image and edits to generate a new FS image is called checkpointing. Okay, this question nobody gave answer on. Smallest unit of execution in yarn is called container. Okay, and yarn is capable of running only MapReduce type of applications. No, yarn was designed to not just run MapReduce but also run different kind of applications apart from MapReduce. So the answer is false. Most of you have given true, I think. Okay, and this is 50%. Fetch yarn logs command. So I think it's yarn logs hyphen application ID followed by the application ID that you want to fetch the logs for. Okay, this question nobody gave answer. This was a troubleshooting question. No issues. I think once we discuss it. How can you compute Hive table statistics in Impala? So that can be show. Uh, I think compute incremental stats. Yes, for this either incremental or compute stats. Those any of those command can be used. Okay. This is also a troubleshooting question. I think which of the following log level? Okay, so whenever it is questions of log level, for a troubleshooter, for an admin, we are always looking for. If we want more information, we are looking for debug logs. There are these kind of logs. Let me tell you. So you have info level, you have warn, you have trace, you have info warn trace error. Okay. Then you have debug. This will have just the general informations of a process. Warning will only show you those lines, warning lines of the log. Trace will give you the path, the path the process took in execution. Error logs will give you if there was any error in process. And debug, you can think of which includes all of these plus more information. So debug will give you additional information about a process. Okay, so all these kind of logging, the most favorable for us when we are troubleshooting, it's a debug log. This is the most favorable logging. Okay, so I think that's all for these questions, and I'll also share you the results that have questions in it also. One second, let me just share.